So there are the missions. Some are great, some are good, some are bad, and some are unspeakably awful. It's a mix. Like I'm fond of saying, you have to take the sweet with the sour. Unfortunately, one area where this game really falls down is in its sound design. Now, some of the sounds are good. Like the gunshots. They sound fairly close to the film. But dear Christ, the voice acting is some of the worst I've ever heard in a fucking game. I mean, it is seriously cringeworthy. Especially the guy who does Takagi.
I don't have the code. You broke in here to access our computer? Any information you get, when they wake up in Tokyo in the morning, they'll change it. You won't be able to blackmail our executives, threaten our
This is, without a doubt, some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard! Could this guy sound any more fake if he tried? And Takagi's not the only one. Listen to Hans.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Due to the Nakatomi Corporation's legacy of greed around the globe, it is about to be taught a lesson in the real use of power.
Due to the Nakatomi Corporation's legacy of greed around the world, they're about to be taught a lesson in the real use of power. I don't think this guy could sound any more dead and monotone if he tried.
I'm going to count to 3. There will not be a 4. Give me the code.
Put some fucking emotion behind your lines, for Christ's sakes! Hell, couldn't they have done some retakes? I'm a rank amateur, and I bet I did more retakes than they did. Actually, here's a scary thought. What if these are the retakes? How much worse could the originals be? I'm almost curious enough to want to find out. They must be terrible beyond words. Almost everyone else sucks too. The guy doing McClane's voice is fucking awful. Listen to him.
No kidding, lady. Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza? They've already killed one hostage. They are fortifying their positions while you're jerking my chain on a radio. Now send a police backup ASAP.
Now, admittedly, some of his line readings are alright.
Hans, you motherfucker, you made your point. Now let him pull back.
But a lot of his line readings are just pure shit.
Get downstairs, all of you. The whole roof is wired to blow.
He sounds like a little kid pretending to be John McClane. Here's Theo.
Those are the city engineers. They're going into the street circuits. And those guys in the suits, I don't know who they are.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember him sounding like Tom Sizemore. And then there's Carl.
We are both professionals, but this is personal. You killed my only family. For this, you will die.
You know your voice actors suck when you make Resident Evil voice actors sound good. And Argyle sounds like he just got castrated.
What's going on, McClane? Who are those punks?
If this was the best they could do, then they should have fired almost everybody and started all over from scratch. The only good vocal performance is from Reginald Bell Johnson.
I'm under automatic rifle fire in Nakatomi! I need backup assistance now! Now, goddammit, now!
Maybe it's because he's the only professional actor in the bunch, and he also played Al in the film. Everybody else, though, is a loss. Regrettably, the game's music isn't much better. The soundtrack is so dull and generic that it could have come from any game. They tried to replicate the great Die Hard score by Michael Kamen, but they failed miserably. Take the 30-second floor theme, for example. It is just so bland and forgettable. I wish they could have used Cayman's soundtrack, or at least gotten a better composer. There's one other odd point about the game that I'd like to address.
That's a very nice.
As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the game's dialogue is damn near verbatim from the film, which is to the game's credit.
I'm going to count.
But they do cut out certain lines, specifically some of the profanity. Now, if I wasn't such a big fan of the film, I wouldn't notice or care.
What was it you said to me before?
But I am, and I did. Like this line. In the movie, John says, "No fucking shit, lady, do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?" Yet in the game, he doesn't say fuck. Why is this so? He said fuck earlier when he said, "I'll kiss your fucking Dalmatian." Also, McClane says his famous line, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!" To my everlasting relief, I might add. Yet later in the game, Hans doesn't mock McClane by saying, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." What, did they have a motherfucker ration or something? It's so bizarre that I can't even fathom why they did this. There's also a few other notable omissions. For example, McClane's famous line, "Welcome to the party, pal!" Still, to the game designer's credit, at least they got most of the famous lines in there.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Overall, I know I keep saying it, but I'm really on the fence about this game. It has so many problems that I should really give it a negative review. Yet it did enough right that I'm not about to throw the baby out with the bathwater. This game is very flawed, but I'd still give it a marginal recommendation. So in conclusion, there are better Die Hard games out there. But this one ekes by for me. Just barely. Give it a shot and see what you think. This is Film and Stuff, signing off. Thanks for watching. You know your voice actors suck when you make Resident Evil voice actors sound good.